Hi, my name is Tamika. Doing a video about coping with a loss. I was just watching a movie and I got pretty emotional. Because it was about a father who had lost his daughter. But before he lost his daughter, he lost his wife. He lost her to cancer. And I've had some losses in my life. I've lost my mom, who was my best friend. Lost my grandma before that. One of my grandmas on my mom's side. Who was also a best friend too, and I still have my other grandma who's my best friend too, and my dad, I still have him too. He's my best friend too, and have my brothers who are my best friends, and my sister who are my best friends. I mean, my sister, she's my best friend, and have family, aunts who are best friends, and cousins who are best friends, um, and my dogs, Bear, my son, and Nina, my son Howard, Little Howie is what I call him. My nephews and nieces, best friends too. And friends who are my best friends, and stuff like that. But anyways, death is it's hard. Like when you lose a loved one, because all you have is like memories of that person. I gotta put up my picture again. It's on my shelf of my mom. I have pictures of her. I have videos of her, and those are all memories. Never will forget her. I have memories of my grandma too. My other grandma, I'll never forget her either. So when I see a butterfly, it reminds me of my mom. A butterfly, it's a symbol of her. So every time I see one, I smile. And a squirrel, I, you know, when I look at squirrels, it reminds me of my grandma. And the reason why is because my grandma used to talk about squirrels all the time, and she used to, think of them all the time. So that reminds me of her anytime I see a squirrel. And it's funny because my dog Nina, every time she goes outside, she barks at the squirrels, and sometimes I see the squirrels standing up, and I think of my grandma. I say, "Oh, my grandma's out today." It's funny, but anyways, those are things that reminds me of the people I lost, and people may think I'm weird or think that that's weird, but I don't think it's weird. And then um, my aunt, one of my aunts, she thinks that it's weird that I have a tradition of celebrating my mom's birthday, every month. I do that, every month that my mom's birthday would have been. I do it because I like to celebrate the day of her birth, because it reminds me of my mom. She used to do, things like that for us. And I think just because a person has passed away, it doesn't mean that you need to forget them or lock up your memories inside of memories that you have of that person. Because those were fun times, that you had with that person, fun things that you did with them. Of course, you know that they're not still there and that they're in heaven and stuff like that. But I know my mom went to heaven, and my aunt would say to me, "Did your mom even go to heaven?" And I told her, "Yes, I believe that she did." My mom was a good person, and I never want to ever forget her. And I said, like I'm saying, I never want to forget anyone who I've lost in my life, you know, to death. And again, this is Tamika, and ways to cope with losses are just never forgetting that person, always remembering things that you had memories of with them. Do fun things still that, with other people, um, like other family members that you used to do with that loved one. Other ways to cope are, just having fun in your life and not letting yourself get down and depressed because that person is not there anymore. Look at pictures, even if it, reminds you of the difficult times, because of, all the fun that you had and all the memories you had. Don't, forget about that person, who you, had in your life. Don't forget about them. Still know that they loved you and they cared about you. Um, so that's just what I want to say. Um, you know, I've been through a lot in my life, and I just want to help people out if they're dealing with something like things that I have dealt with in my life. If there's anything that they have experienced that I have experienced as well, and if they need to talk to someone, um, I'm always a listening ear to help people cope with things. That's what I like to do too. I like to help people if they're dealing with things. And sometimes people are going through things too, and they don't know how to cope with it, and they sometimes don't understand it. Once I remember what movie it was that I was watching. It was a good movie. I will get back to everyone upon that, because it was a good movie. Jeez, wow, I wish I had remembered. I was just watching it, but anyways, I will let everybody know what the name of the movie was, because I love watching movies. Oh yeah, that's another thing that I do in my spare time too. That has always helped me cope with things too is watching movies and having a fun time in life. You have to enjoy life because we only get one. Um, you never know what may happen in your life. Sometimes we wake up and then we think there's that one person, who will always be there, will always be there too. And then all of a sudden, the next thing we know is that person is no longer there anymore. So when that person is there and when you're around people, always enjoy your life with them and your family members, your mom, your grandma, whoever it may be, your brother, sister, whoever. Because there's many people who have had losses, whether it was their mom, their brother, their sister, daughter, or whatever. Um, just enjoy life. That's all I have to say to people is just enjoy life. Life is too precious. Enjoy every waking moment that you have. Just enjoy it.